is up, everybody? I am actually in my little office room for the first time. I usually don't keep it very clean, and since I'm not in school, I don't use it as like a desk. I don't really use it, so it gets cluttered. But I decided today, since I have time and I'm waiting for my laundry so I can't go to the gym yet, I wanted to do a sort of like top tips for beginner workouts, or just, you know, people who are new to the gym. I was inspired because one of my friends just joined my gym, and I think she's done like cardio before, like classes. She's been into classes, I think, but she's been very nervous being at the gym, I think, and trying things. So I was like, well, as someone who's been to the gym for a long time, I wanted to just give people some tips, hopefully help them out. The first one I'd say is find someone to go with, you know, find a supporter. I know that she's come in with someone she knows, and I think it can be helpful with someone who is also new, but at the same time, if both of you are nervous, it can kind of, I think, like, kind of make you both hide, kind of thing. Like my gym has a ladies room which is much smaller than the regular room, and I think a lot of people hide out in there, but so I think that can help, at least for the initial going to the gym, but I think it would be a little more beneficial to find someone who has been to the gym before, is a little more comfortable, can show you around. You know, if you can't afford a trainer, then yeah, find a friend or someone you kind of know, and just to give you ideas and show you how to do different things and use different equipment, because I think once you feel more like you know what you're doing, it is going to make you a lot more comfortable. You're going to walk in there and not be as nervous that people are judging you for what you're doing. So that's what I'd say, is basically find a buddy, you know, because then you're not just walking into the situation by yourself. The second, I would say, make, you know, easy attainable goals for yourself. You know, the generic one that just, you know, with New Year's coming up, like 99% of people have their New Year's resolution being like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna be healthier, I'm gonna be fit, but that's the end of their goal. It's just, I'm gonna go to the gym and be fit. And it's very easy to dismiss a vague goal like that. You're a lot more likely to stick to it if you make, you know, smaller, more achievable and measurable goals. You know, things like, you know, be more specific. You know, I'm gonna, you know, drink a gallon of water every day, and you're gonna buy a gallon jug, and you're gonna fill it up every morning, and you're gonna make sure it's gone by the end of the day. You know, it's a lot more easy to track whether you're actually doing that and reaching that goal. You know, as well as say, I'm gonna aim to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. That way you have something to sort of plan for. You know, you know if you're on track or not. You know, if you only went once that week, you know, like, okay, you have a little more work to do next week, you know, to reach that goal of going 3 times. You know, if you are looking to, you know, gain weight, lose weight, build strength, you know, you have to be a little more goal specific than just, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna be fit and healthy this year. You know, it's very, you can't measure that, you can't track whether you're you know, you're doing well at trying to reach that goal. So, you know, make them specific, make them simple at first. You know, change one habit at a time, whether it's drinking a gallon of water, whether it's going to the gym 3 times a week, whether it's, you know, cutting out soda. You know, just pick one thing, make it simple, make it easy to recognize if you are achieving that goal or not. It's a lot more easy to stick to than if it's vague. So that's the second one. I'd say the third one is just to be consistent. You know, even if you're going 3 times a week, try to make sure that you are consistently doing that every week. you know, before you start moving on, like, oh, I did it 3 times this week, so I'll go 5 times next week. You know, you can't always make a big jump like that, you know, once you sort of reach your little mini goal once. So you really have to be consistent. You can't go 3 times this week and then miss 3 weeks and then go 3 times that week, because you're not going to make progress, and you're going to just, you know, you'll feel bad about yourself because you're not reaching your goals. You're not going to make progress if you're not being consistent with what you're doing. So once you change one thing, you know, whether it is going to the gym 3 times a week or whether it's drinking a certain amount of water, you know, before you build on that, make sure you're consistent with that one step or goal. And that's kind of that's kind of my main goal recently, because I hate that I keep saying that I've been sick for a long time, and my gut is very easily triggered, like it has been this week. You know, I don't have very specific goals right now, whether it's lose weight, gain strength, whatever. I have vague things like, yeah, I want to grow my butt, you know, I want to lean out a bit, but right now I'm focusing on being more consistent with going 5 to 6 times a week to the gym, because that's what I've been struggling with. So that's my focus right now, is just being more consistent with it before I can really move on and make a more specific goal as to, you know, losing a certain amount of weight or gaining a certain amount of weight in, you know, mass or whatever. Yeah, my 4th tip would be to just not be hard on yourself. It's a very difficult thing to do, and I think everyone struggles with it throughout their life, even if they are consistent, even if they are, you know, professional athletes. I think sometimes everyone doubts themselves, and you have to just really try to focus on the progress you have made and not focus always on the progress you still have to make. You know, you have to appreciate how far you've come already instead of just focusing on how far you have to go, because that's very daunting. You focus more on how far you've come, you're going to be a lot more proud of yourself, and you're really going to feel like, oh yeah, this is working. It may be taking a while, but it is working. I am getting somewhere. You know, a thing that can help with that is progress photos. You know, and just paying attention to the way your clothes fit. You know, I have shirts and whatnot from a few years ago when I first started working out, and you know, I have this pink button down that I couldn't button it all the way down. You know, I had basically like too much fat around my waist and my upper hips, and so I couldn't button it all the way down. And now, you know, I've noticed that I can not only button it all the way down, but sometimes it's like so loose that the buttons, you know, will come undone. And it's the exact same shirt, you know, so it's my weight has not changed all that much in the last few years that I've been working out, but you know, if I just focused on my weight specifically, I'd say I've gone nowhere, you know. But if I focus on changes that I can see on my body, whether it's in photos or in the mirror, or the way that my clothes fit from then to now, or what size I can fit into, I've come quite a long way. And so, you know, you have to pay attention to how far you've come and be proud of yourself for that and love yourself for that, instead of just focusing on how much farther you have to go. You know, my body is not the way I ideally want it to be, but I am actually extremely proud of myself for how far I have come, you know, physically and mentally, through focusing on health and fitness and bettering myself, and just getting stronger, not just the physical, I want to look a certain way, but I am so proud of myself when I get a new squat PR or something. So you have to focus on how far you've come, and just use different ways to figure that out, not just weighing yourself. That's probably my top 4. Obviously, I can go on. Everyone has different tip lists and whatnot for this, but I would say if you're just starting out, that's really what you need to focus on. So now, I'm gonna check my laundry. I really want to go to the gym. As you see, I've already changed for it because if I'm already wearing my gym clothes, I'm a lot more likely to go. You know, the whole getting rid of your excuses thing. So I need to check on my laundry because I don't want to leave it drying while I go. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you can take something from it, and I will see you next time.